Okay, this is your boy, Mr. Vasquez. So, thank you for tuning in. Let me go ahead and explain this lesson today. So, this lesson here is basically multiplication properties of exponents. Say it again. Multiplication properties of exponents. One more time. Multiplication properties of exponents. All right, let me go ahead and go to the next slide right here. So, for this activity or for this lesson, we will be using paper and pencil. So, please take out your paper and pencil. You can pause the video at any time. So do that right now. Okay, once you have your paper out, please go ahead and write this down. Example 1, simplify x squared raised to the 5th power. So here, this numbers right here, then the 5 outside is basically saying, okay, give me 5 copies of what you have inside here. So what that means is basically I'll show you here with the pointer here. Let me change the color so you guys can see it. So I have 5 copies. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, those next 5 copies, I can actually rewrite it and say, well, how many x's do I have? Well, let's see. So here I have, if we count together, we can do it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 10 x's, or in other words, x to the 10th power. So we can rewrite it as x to the 10th power. So what that means is this 2 and a 5, they get multiplied. And there's a property that we need to write down. Here is the property. The property or the rule is x raised to the a power raised to the b. When that happens, you guys, it's like a distributive property. So a times b will be the formula. So x raised to the a times b. That's the formula. So xa raised to the b equals to x to the a times b. Please pause the video as you're writing things down. Thank you. For this activity or for this practice problems, you're going to try this. You're going to simplify. The formula is right here. The property is here. X to the a times or raised to the b equals to x to the a times b. So this 2 here is basically showing the formula that you need for what you need to do here. Okay, so now pause the video to write this down, and after that you're gonna come here and come back and do the problems. Okay, I'm assuming that you paused the video already. Once you have this written down on your paper, I want you guys to try it. So here the answer for this one, 5 times 8 will be 40, so that can be rewritten as f to the 40 power. The 5 here, you're just gonna leave it, okay? Now the 3 and the 4, you can multiply and just say 5 raised to the 3 times 4, which is 12. I have g to the 8 raised to the 9 power. So this, the 8 and the 9 just gets multiplied. That will be g to the 72. So far, so good, you guys. Good job. All right, so for this one here, this is a little tricky, you guys. This here, it gets multiplied, okay? That gets multiplied. 7 times negative 3 will be negative 21. But, so that would be h to the negative 21. However, because we cannot leave their answers as a negative exponent, okay, no negative exponents. So negative exponents, then we had to do this. We're going to have to rewrite it and say, okay, that's going to be 1 over h to the 21. The reason is because we have to rewrite the negative exponent as a positive exponent, and the only way we could do that is by doing the inverse. If we have a number raised to a negative exponent, then that will be 1 over the positive exponent. Here, h to the negative 21 will be 1 over h to the 21. So far, so good. Hopefully you guys got 4 out of 4. If you only got 3 out of 4, you got a 75%. That's still pretty good. All right, let's continue, you guys. Take a moment to write this down. Pause the video. Thank you. I'm assuming you paused the video. So after you write this down one more time, this 3 here is telling you that you have 3 copies of what you see here. This 5 here tells you that you have 5 copies of what you have here. The 5 copies, you can write them if you want, but as we learned from the previous formulas, the 2 and the 3 is going to get multiplied. So you're going to get j to the 6. The 4 and the 5 is going to get multiplied. So 4 times 5 is 20. You should get j6 times j to the 20. Take a moment to write that down. Now, the j's here, you have the same base, which is the j. Now, the j to the 6th power times j to the 20, the 6 and the 20 will get added up, you guys, and you just add them up. Simple as this. So j to the 6 plus 20, 6 plus 20 will be, what is it, class? 26. So this is j to the 26. All right, number 3. For this one here, I have a number 4 here. You want to see this 4 here, just like the property stated before. The 4 here is a power. So the power exponent raised to a power, the exponents just get multiplied. You want to think of this just like a distributive property, you guys. So 4 times 2 is 8, and 3 times 4 is 12. This is 4 copies of what's inside here. So 1 copy, 2 copies, 3 copies, and 4 copies. Take a minute to write it down. Now, if I were to group all of them together, all the x's here, I have 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and I have y's, I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So if I put them all together, I have, how many x's do I have? Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 12 y's and 8 x's. I can rewrite this as x to the 8 times y to the 12. All this is what's going on, you guys. I'm showing you the steps so you can see what's going on. But the 2 times 4 will be 8. 3 times 4 will be 12. That's the shortcut. It's the rule is the property. Okay, the rule here will be that the A and the C will get multiplied. The B and the C will also get multiplied. So think of this as like distributed property like that. So the answer for this will be x to the A times C, right? And y to the B times C gets multiplied. Write that down in your notebook. Okay, for this one here, I have example 4, simplify. 5x squared raised to the 3rd power. For this here, excuse me. For this here, I have a number, and the number is a little tricky, you guys. The 5 is not 5 times 3, and the common mistake that I see that students make is they multiply the number 5 with the 3. The 3 is not a multiple. The 3 is an exponent. So I'm raising the quantity 5x squared raised to the 3rd power. That means that I have 3 copies of this. So I can rewrite it. 1, 2, 3. 3 copies of what's inside the parentheses. Okay? Now this 5 here is going to be grouped with this 5. And all the x's are going to be grouped together also. So watch this. I put all the 5's together. Let me use a different color here. And I put all the x's together. Now I can combine this and I can say, well, that's going to be, just think of this as like an exponent of 1, right? Exponent of 1. This will be 5 to the 3rd power. Or you can just say, oh, this gets multiplied 5 times 5 times 5. I know 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125. Here, I keep the bases and I add the exponents. So my base is x. And I add the exponents here. 2 plus 2 plus 2, which will be 125 times x to the 6. Let's see if I was right. Hey, look at that. So this 5 here, again, is not 5 times 3, but it's 5 raised to the 3rd power, which breaks down to 5 times 5 times 5, 5 times 5 times 5. And the x's, you just simply add the exponents. You don't multiply the exponents here, you add them. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. Thank you, guys. All right, this basically done. This is a quick short video. of what we need to know. So let me just go here to this part. So this is the classwork. Go ahead and take a minute, pause the video, not a minute, maybe like 3 minutes to pause the video and write down these problems here. So that way that you can finish those, pause the video, and write those problems down. When you're done, go ahead and resume the video and you should be able to see the answers. Please pause the video before proceeding. Write the questions on a separate sheet of paper and complete the problems. Complete them before continuing. One more time, if you try to go, it won't let you because I want you to write them. So please write them down and then do them and then resume the video. Okay, assuming that you already completed the problems, it is time to check your answers. 3, 2, 1. Here are the answers, you guys. One more time. Here are the answers. Here you have e to the 4 times 11, which is e to the 44. The 7 here, one of the main things you need to know that 7 squared will be 49 and not 14. That's a common mistake. And I'm going to do one more like number 10. There's negative 2 here. You have negative 2 raised to the third power. Keep that in mind that because you have an odd exponent, you're going to end up having a negative exponent. Okay? I'm sorry, a negative number outside here. So negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 will be negative 8. The r is just 1 times 3 is 3. 7 times 3 is 21. And I also want to emphasize number 9. Negative 7 squared will be 49, not 14. And then 8 times 2 will be 16. So my answer is 49 q to the 16. All right. Please let me know if you have any questions. I can do some of this. And I can send you the answers, or just if you want one-to-one help, let me know as well. Thank you for watching.